If you explore for long enough, you are bound to have some unexpected creature encounters. In places such as southern Florida, where biodiversity is extremely high, the odds of having such encounters is magnified. While exploring swamps in this location, I had a surprise visit from the cutest wild animal I had ever seen in my life. The little raccoon seemed to come out of nowhere. One minute there was an empty swamp, and suddenly there was a tiny fuzzball only a few feet away from me. He must have been hiding in a den on the bank, and come out to investigate my cameraman and I. Now raccoons are known to be very curious creatures, and when I looked into this little guy's soulful eyes, I could almost see him trying to figure out what the strange animals on two legs were. Now the original plan was to film the raccoon for an episode, but as soon as we started rolling on him, another animal made a surprise appearance. Alright guys, well right down here, we actually have an adorable little raccoon. Now this is the first mammal we've seen this trip. I was not expecting to see a raccoon here today. He's a very young raccoon. This is definitely a juvenile. He's not full grown. He probably weighs about 10 pounds. He's about the size of a small house cat. But a full-grown raccoon can be much more than that, weighing up to around 20 or 30 pounds. So this is one of the most common mammals here in Florida. These are definitely small. We just have a tricolored heron landing in the background with a frog in its mouth. You know what, actually, Papa, let's zoom in on that heron right there, eating a frog. Now we had two awesome subjects and only one camera. A problem that a wildlife videographer can't really complain about. So, just enjoy a brief break from a raccoon while I was completely distracted by the heron. Because you can never go wrong with watching a heron eat a frog in 4K. Anyway, back to the show. Both of these carnivores you see behind me make up the middle layer of the swamp ecosystem. So this raccoon and that bird, that is a tricolored heron, they eat very similar things, and they're also food for very similar things. So both of these will prey upon small fishes and frogs, apple snails, things like that. Raccoons will prey more on the terrestrial side. The wading birds do stick more to strictly water. But both of them are hunting right now, looking for different prey items. They both also are prey for larger predators. So birds such as eagles or osprey can potentially hunt either the tricolored heron or the raccoon here. And also things like pythons would love to get their hands on a tricolored heron or a raccoon. And also alligators. So especially alligators eat raccoons quite a lot. I would say a raccoon is a staple of a diet for most alligators, but they will also certainly prey on tricolored herons if the opportunity presents itself. But this is a absolutely crazy creature encounter here. I mean, I've never seen a raccoon out in the wild before, nor have I ever seen a tricolored heron out in the wild. And seeing them both together in one place is pretty unprecedented. So that's an awesome creature encounter. And we'll get some shots of these and talk a little bit more about the behaviors. Raccoons are medium-sized mammals which can be found across almost the entire continent of North America. They are about the size of a house cat by the time they are a teenager, but adult raccoons can weigh up to 50 pounds or 20 kilograms. In the wild, they inhabit the same swamps, creeks, and other aquatic ecosystems that the tricolored heron does. But unlike the heron, these mammals are also found in a very different habitat. Many raccoons have discovered that they can live quite the life in or near a city, where there is abundant food and fewer predators. It is not uncommon to find these mammals even in large cities such as New York, where they live on the outskirts of town, feeding on human food waste. Animals exhibiting this behavior are so prevalent they have even been given the nickname trash pandas. This lifestyle obviously isn't preferred from an environmental perspective, as raccoons that migrate from the wild into a city no longer provide ecosystem benefits, such as the aquatic to terrestrial nutrient transfer that helps keep many ecosystems healthy. To keep these animals from adapting an urban lifestyle, you should always make sure your trash containers are properly sealed, and many pest-safe varieties are sold at home improvement stores. Well everyone, that's all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed and learned something new about the raccoon. Make sure to check out my new website using the link in the description, and subscribe to my channel for new wildlife content coming every Saturday morning. This has been Zino of The Wild Report, signing out.